All right, we are live. I'll post announcements here in a second. This is Fireside chat number 15, I believe. So May 10th. We did have the sit reps and spoiler review this week, so I don't really have a word for it specifically, but it's kind of more like a busy week. So, couple more things to go over. Certainly, congrats to Patamania, who has been made Huskarl of Un's favorite. So get transferred over there, and then Randlifer has moved to Thane. And if you haven't heard with Fold is kind of just using Discord on mobile at the moment. So Rand's going to help out doing some of the Guardians of Rand administration work. Should be fun.
Cue the canned applause for our boys here.
And then, yeah, a couple other transfers. I guess I had a couple people moved around. Jake from State Farm and Isabel to Bilgius Breakers, and Pilates the Halflings chosen. So a couple people shifted around there. Oh, and congrats to Vinia and Ricky Lighter, promoted to Berserker. Congrats to everybody who got promoted, but I was just listing everybody who got the big promotions specifically. Oh yeah, I want to say I believe I forgot to put the VOD up for last week's Fireside chat. Until today, I did put it up like a couple hours ago, but I forgot to. But I will try to make sure to put this one up much sooner, like tonight after it's over. At least they've been on Twitch, but so post the link real quick. Now that we are live. Alrighty, what else we got here? We got some cool stuff this weekend. We've got the House Brawl 5 that's coming up tomorrow and Saturday. So 2 days rather than before. You guys probably knew it as the Party Brawl. Now it is Becky's house server, and it is the House Brawl, not WA houses, but Becky's house. And that's going to be at 3:30 Pacific both days, Friday, Saturday. And then on Sunday, we got the Icy 5v5 again. It's going to be at 3:30 Pacific too. I realized I had the time wrong in the calendar. I had it as, I think, 1 Pacific. So I did change it now, and the time is right in Battlefy and in announcements. So hopefully nobody's confused about it. Hoping we don't have somebody showing up 2.5 hours early and being like, oh, why is nothing happening? But yeah, that has all been corrected if you check now. So yeah, I'll be coming up. Oh, and game night, Saturday night.
Another
Game night will be Team Fortress 2.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Another thing that that's also coming up that I forgot to put in my sit reps, the tournament held by House Dane and Randleafer on Battle Right on the 12th.
Yeah, I have that further down here. The first Wardane in-house tournament on Battle Right. That is this Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific. So, unfortunately, if you are in the House Brawl or vice versa, I believe it will be possible to do both. But yes, if you're in-house Dane, make sure to check that out. Yeah, so a ton of stuff this weekend. We got here. Oh, I was just gonna say, good job in general to all you guys, everybody involved with the review board. I was like not really here on Tuesday till like midnight or something. I just got on, and you guys all got it figured out. So, and I pretty much agreed with all the promotions regardless. So. Yeah. So it's cool. Let's see. What else have we got planned? Oh, congrats to We got two House Dane guys who completed their quests for Rand and got their Norse names. It's pretty cool. Vinia and Owil, I believe their Norse names are Heita and Verand. It's pretty cool. Nice job there, guys. Then we've got, let's see. Oh, Vinny as well had suggested we add some info about the Norse gods to Uko, which I really liked. So I'm planning on doing that pretty soon. That's not like a huge project, so I'll probably work on that soon. My other big project is WARPG, which I'm still working on. I don't think I've actually updated the like the rule, the handbook or whatever in the RPG channel, but I do have a newer version I'm working on, trying to get all the skills in there. Still gonna take a while, I think. I know a lot of you guys are excited about that, but it will get done eventually, for sure. Other than that, let's see. I believe I still haven't updated the mark guide and stuff with some of the new marks, and then possibly making more mark boards for everybody. It's definitely something I want to do. Been kind of busy, I've not gotten to that, but that's definitely up there on my priority list. Other thing we've got kind of planned is we've got the WA anniversary coming up actually in less than a month. June 1st. That'll be the 17-year anniversary. And I'm not sure what all we'll do for that. I mean, probably some kind of storytelling thing. That's been kind of something we always do. And then, I mean, StarCraft's been pretty active, so of course we'll have to play some StarCraft. Probably we can look at, you know, game by game, doing some specific stuff. But the big thing I was kind of planning, a few people had suggested, is having a house war and also a warband competition. So probably like a week apart. So planning on doing both of those. I think definitely both like things that I think the house lords have talked about, and then, you know, all the people with the warbands have talked about, is like kind of building people's like loyalty to their houses and their warbands, so people feel like they're actually like part of it and care about it. And I think house wars, and I don't know if I don't think it would be called a warband war. I can't remember what I called it in the alt thing, like the warband competition, something like that. But I think both those would do a pretty good job of that. So yeah, that's the plan, is to do those right around for the anniversary. So let me see what day. So it's a Friday. So we could probably do something that weekend of the, you know, first, second, third, and then do the other one like the next weekend, 8th, 9th, 10th. Should work. Let's see here. A few more updates to Uko I have written down here. Soleil was talking about some old, kind of lesser-known families. There's definitely a few more that can be added, so something I'm planning on doing. There's still sort of the ambitious project of having every member on Uko. Hopefully be able to do that eventually. Will take a while, but we'll see. Definitely planning on doing that somewhere down the line. And then I think I mentioned this before, but I do want to like work on more for the WA timeline, like expanding it from 2004 to the present. That's probably something that's gonna be like done quite a bit down the road, but I thought that'd be really cool. So yeah, it's something I'm planning on working on in the future. I think would be fun, and kind of making it like a collaborative thing where everybody could jump in on it. Let's see here. Get through a lot of stuff I have written down. Let's see. Got promotions. Well, I did just catch a meal actually. We had somebody stop by who, what was it? They Googled for like Warframe clans and they found us that way, and then they got our Discord. That was cool. I think also kind of an aspect of the fact that you guys all in Warframe have been, I think, having a ton of success, having a lot of recruiting. It's really cool to see. Of course, Warframe night still going on Monday night for anybody interested in trying it out. I did download it, so I'm hoping to try it out sometime. Maybe I'll hop in Monday or some other day when maybe this weekend if I get a chance, hopefully. But yeah, nice job to all you guys on Warframe. You guys have definitely had a ton of success. It's very cool. Let's see. Talk about the Dane tournament. I think that's about everything I had prepared here. I was just gonna say, I think it was kind of interesting. I don't remember what prompted me. Maybe it was Anarian coming back, and we're kind of reminiscing a little bit, but it's kind of interesting to look back like a couple years ago. We've definitely like grown a ton. Like, I don't think like anybody would have said like we were like dead a couple years back or even like a year ago. But like compared to now, like looking back, it was I don't know, it's definitely pretty impressive. Like, I guess I just kind of wanted to say thank you basically and well done to kind of everybody. I think particularly the last 3-ish months or so, I feel like it's been ton of activity, people like interested in WA, a lot of stuff like that, which has been super cool. So yeah, I think it's I don't know, I think it's been something of a turnaround, I'd say. Like I said, I don't think we were like totally dead, but it's definitely feel like it's been a lot of improvement, which has been really cool. Oh, and the last thing is that I believe we still have a few people that have not taken the Oath of the Warrior in the Obsidian Hall. Something that we did, or that we kind of have been doing, like, kind of randomly, not really, like, right away, but at some point that'd be cool to do, just so everybody has scrolling up does that.
We also have one person who needs to officially take their Norse name.
Hi.
Hey, fella.
Ah, yes, that's true.
I have one in
Indeed.
mind. I just kind of wanted to wait for the ceremony to take it.
Ah, okay. Well, let me know what it is, and yeah, I
Fancy
can...
individual.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Cool, cool. Well, that's everything I have written down here. So, any of you guys have anything you want to talk about? Comments, questions, announcements, events, memes?
Oh, we're allowed
Well,
memes.
Why not?
Always at the end. Always at the end.
Where's Ranleafer?
Dude, he's in video. You can't just stop riding your horse, dude.
I
Yeah.
guess.
I
We
did
got important stuff to talk about.
True. He pinged Ron's Watchers, right, and said he wanted to have a meeting with them after the Fireside chat. But Mr. Thane is not at the Fireside chat.
Someone message him.
I came here with the plan of mentioning that I forgot to put his in-house battle right tournament in the sit reps.
Hello.
He complained to
all.
me about it because I forgot.
Well, I could put it in the next sit rep. I mean, technically, it will not happen until, you know, the next sit rep kind of period, basically.
Yeah, I suppose. I did mention other upcoming things though.
Maybe that's why he's not here. He's protesting.
Most likely. He's gathered the Sildings and has formed a.
Are you talking about Rand?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he totally said that. He was gathering them in a revolt and not coming to this fireside. I distinctly remember that.
Oh boy.
I have an audio recording, you know.
I think I've got logs.
Perfect.
Oh, man.
A new story to be written.
Rand's revolt, and it rolls off the tongue.
This is what we've been training for.
Oh yeah.
If he doesn't show though, we'll talk about it anyways. It's pretty important.
I came in late. What was the topic?
We're gonna talk about the relationship between House Dane name quests and the Berserker rank.
Oh. Is it House Dane name quest or the Sildings name quest? Because I
It's
thought it was just for their
intended-
family.
It's intended to be House Dane, so any new Danes are supposed to earn their name through a quest given by the Lord.
I thought that he said it was for the Sildings, though.
I've seen him say House Dane. We'll just
Okay.
ask him and clarify if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually if which one he. I thought it was for all of House Dane, but I can't remember specifically what he said about it.
I didn't really look into the details because I thought it didn't apply to my family at all. But if it does, I should probably, I guess, learn about it.
Either way, essentially, Vinia was promoted to Berserker, but doesn't have a Norse name yet, and hasn't completed his quest. Or maybe he has.
Oh, he has.
I think I read that he finished his story. So, because he hadn't quite finished, context is his quest was to write a story. Because he hadn't quite finished it at the time, it was kind of awkward. Because when you become a Berserker, you're supposed to choose a Norse name. So in the future,
Oh, so you
If
think this is
someone
holding people
hasn't-
back from like doom
well, I'm not sure yet. Like,
potentially?
obviously, I don't think that someone shouldn't be promoted if they haven't completed a House Dane specific tradition. Because if they meet the requirements, then they meet the requirements, right? But
Well,
at
then
the
they
same
also-
time,
The issue,
if they-
yeah,
go ahead.
the issue also comes in. What if their task given to them is something that they're incapable or have a real difficulty doing? Like, I think a couple of them have been recruiting, and some people are just not social and recruit poorly.
Yeah, I think it's probably
Obviously,
Something
he could
that,
change that for them. It's not like it's written in stone, but
Yeah.
some people will be incentivized to move up quicker than others.
I know he has given out more than one quest to someone. Like I think they took a different quest. I think honestly, Huskarl should probably keep an eye on that. Like make sure that the person has a reasonable quest. I mean, I've seen Rand give out some pretty well, extreme quests, I guess I'll say. So
That propaganda video, like that was
that's pretty impressive.
effortful.
Yeah. And
he-
then some are not on the same level in my opinion. So
He's been pretty flexible with them. Like pretty much all the more recent ones, at least I think. Like he is like kind of asked people like what they like to do and like their hobbies or all this different stuff to try to like it seems like at least what I've seen is like a conversation more recently where he's trying to figure out something that they like that they could do. So I think at least all the more recent quests have been like kind of.
Oh, I agree entirely. I think he's handling it like as an idea. He's not carrying out poorly at all. He's being very flexible and he's tailoring it to people for things that he thinks
Yeah,
they do.
I think he learned from the initial protests from a couple people about some difficult quests.
Yeah, I think in theory it could be done poorly. Like I said, if somebody gets something that they're incapable of doing well, but in practice he's handled it very well.
So the reason we need to talk about it really is to consider how the quest system's going to interact with the Berserker rank, because if someone meets the requirements for Berserker but hasn't completed their quest for some reason, are they still good to be promoted? And if they are, then like if someone doesn't complete their quest for like a month afterwards, it's kind of weird because you're supposed to have a Norse name once you become a Berserker.
What is the Norse name requirement for Berserker? What is the purpose behind that? It's a clan affiliation sort of thing, right?
Yeah, so once you're a
So-
Berserker, once you reach that point, we expect you to choose a Norse name.
Isn't their attempt at completing the quest, doesn't that fulfill the same thematic requirement?
You're saying if they are working on their quest, is that good?
Yeah, I feel like
I think that's reasonable. Like as long as they're working on a quest, then they're gonna succeed eventually, and then they'll
Right.
have their Norse name.
and it still shows involvement in the clan and such.
Right.
Well, I mean, if it's a family-wide thing, like just Silding, like Skoras wasn't aware of it, then they could just have an exemption like Sindar.
Yeah, that's kind of what I
I
was
think it's reasonable.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Ranleafer needs to confirm though, because I'm pretty sure he was intending it to be a House Dane tradition, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure he said Dane every time.
Well, he came up with it before he made me the Prince of House Dane, so I really
That's
didn't have any
true.
input anyway when he came up with it. I mean, it's not like I have tons of input now, but like there was zero reason to consult me when he made that decision. I just thought that's what I'd read.
Is there nowhere in the Dane house chat that you can look?
It's not pinned, but I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be reasonable. If they're like currently doing their quests, but they could still be a Berserker.
Yeah, so he did say you can always take on a new quest if you want to someone, so that shows like extreme flexibility. I'm not even sure if he's posting their quests here.
Yeah, I'd say if someone's working on their quest, that's a good sign. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's actually documenting what their quests are, or if it's just private with them.
Probably. It'd be interesting though if it was more public, but I don't know. That's something to consider.
He said we do want you to be able to complete the quest within 2 weeks or so.
Interesting. If
Sorry,
it
I'm
is a
scrolling.
Dane-wide thing, I would suggest that as long as they have started and have worked on the quest, then
Yeah, that
I
makes a lot.
wouldn't consider somebody who is looking at Berserker but hasn't even thought about doing the quest then.
Well, he talks to the people about. I think it's really hard to not have thought about doing the quest. They're
Or-
pretty.
I should say
Talked about
avoided doing it. Like somebody who has avoided trying to do the name quest. shouldn't
Right.
be
Well, and
considered.
that leads back to the same point: is the quest is a sign that they're getting involved in like clan culture.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think we've had anybody yet that I've seen from House Dan that like was really avoiding the requests, but was also getting promoted. So I think
Yeah.
most likely if they make it to like Raider and then they're gonna get promoted to Berserker, that they would probably have finished the quest or be making progress on it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, assuming we add it to the rulebook, I'll just put something along the lines of actively involved with their quest, something like that.
He did say House Dane in here. I must have misread or misremembered something. But yeah, he called it a system for House Dane.
Well, no Rand, but I think the rest of us kind of reached a conclusion about it. I'd say.
Huh.
I guess
Go team.
Yeah.
Another thing I suppose we should talk about since we're here is something that was recently brought up in the all thing. And that would be Fold's comment on it's a bit debatable whether someone meets a requirement for participating actively with their house family, Great Company, and Warband if they do not game with us. Would you consider actively posting in Discord and talking to the clan,
Yeah,
filling that requirement?
I had sort of a parallel question with that. Is what is considered participating with the warband, since warbands are sort of decentralized as it is?
Well, I would say definitely like I wanted to word the rulebook in such a way that you can get promoted to just being active on Discord. Just because we have members who don't all play the same games, and some members who like only play certain games that almost nobody else plays. But I didn't want to like, as long as people are like interested in WA and like actively engaging with people on Discord, I think that's good
Holy
enough.
shit, so late.
But as for particularly with Warband, yeah, it's like kind of tough now because the Warbands haven't done too much like on an individual level. I guess it's sort of like that kind of becomes actively gaming with people, I suppose. I mean, if Warband chats were more active, like talking in those would probably count, but yeah, I think that's probably one of those things that was sort of written before knowing exactly how warbands would wind up playing out, and right now they've kind of played out as far as I don't think most people are super like attached to their own warband, or like there's like warband
Yeah, I think that
specific
comes
stuff.
I think that comes
I
from the
mean-
decentralized idea of them. Is like we don't have like game centric platoons or divisions, or we don't have like thematic really. Like they're all themed similarly, and they're all spread across games similarly. And so what differentiates the warbands other than who's in them, I guess?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about companions of Aegir's warbands, but I know uh, like for Hran's Watchers, like Rand's been holding his meeting after the Fireside chat. I mean, that's participating there, and then like Patamania's trying to set up things with Unsfavored, like having polls on who plays what to try and play different games with everyone and stuff. I mean, you can participate your warband like that.
I think warbands need to be developed by the members over time. Like ideally I'd want them each to sort of have like their own feel, and I think it's inevitable that they're also going to have like a central game simply because of that's how people work. They just hang out with people that they play the same games. But right now I think it was better just to have like a blank slate instead of like forcing it on people. Like remember when Vest basically made those chapters, and then they kind of had their like a name decided that was thematic, and they had like a basically they had a theme sort of to them. And I don't know, I just think it's better to leave it up to the people in the warbands and let them choose what to do with their warband. Like if we want, they can just be a group for, you know, finding people to play with, or they can be for teams, or they can have a more developed culture to them. I'm not sure what's gonna end up being like the most common in the end, but I don't think it's good to like force it. I think like Scholars, as the leader of your warband, I think you're pretty much free to do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, I've
So-
mentioned a couple times my idea of like gathering up the people that play StarCraft as my example, since I'm already playing with about half of the active members of the
Mhm.
warband on StarCraft. I figured just
I mean,
focus
by
that
all
way
means.
that way it gives the warband more of a sense of identity. But like we have what 6 warbands? There's not 6 big games that W is playing, or 6 even big team. Like even if we were all on League, it's not like we have 6 teams put together for the warbands or 6
Mhm.
regular rotating groups.
The
And
way
so
I
feel like that idea doesn't transfer across everywhere.
sorry, the way I see it, my opinion is kind of torn between if we made the war bands game specific, then they wouldn't interact with each other. But if we make them, intermingle like they are now, nothing really happens without effort.
Right. And so, I mean, we can throw about the idea of creating challenges between them to foster a sense of competitiveness, or focusing, like, as the warband leader, I can focus more on grouping my members together for maybe regularly scheduled events, putting together some league teams or something. But I don't know. I feel like that's something worth discussing here. Is what is the best way to do this?
And
Yeah.
I mean, like, we could make like a whole warband of like Warframe players or something, but then like people have been, like Vest was mentioning it earlier about like Warframe competitions and stuff, or not Warframe, warband competitions and stuff, and I think that's implied that that's going to be on League of Legends, and then that warband would just be not able to participate basically. But
And
is the thing
that's another thing. I almost exclusively for the games that are played within WA, I just play Warframe, and I'd love to get more stuff. Like I do play the game nights on Saturdays, but I'd love to get some more stuff going. But I have very little interest in League or StarCraft for that matter, and it's like it's hard to organize something when I don't have interest in those games.
I think like the reason we have it the way that we do is we don't want to create super insular groups in the way they'd have clan.
Is he lagging for everyone else? Because
Yeah,
I
no,
can't hear
you're
him.
Okay,
cutting
yeah. I was like, oh no, that's not me. My stream's gonna be terrible. Okay, yeah, we didn't get some of that, so
Am I lagging right now?
No, you're good.
The reason it's like this is because we don't want super groups to form based on single games.
Now you're dropping again.
Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna type it in chat and
Okay.
Vestborger can say it.
okay, yeah. Well, I believe what he was saying was
That's
didn't want super insular groups, and yeah, it's sort of this like weird middle ground because on the one hand, it kind of feels like, I mean, like I don't think we can be like, oh, let's make like a league division. That's the only thing that everybody's gonna have because we've got a lot of different people, and especially now that like Warframe has got a lot. We've got another one, StarCraft too. Like we've got a lot of different games, so like I think it made sense to have these warbands that are not game specific, but at the same time, yeah, they're not game specific, so they don't really have anything uniting them at all. So they're kind of stuck in this limbo. And yeah, I guess the hope is that like Huskarls and stuff will continue to like try to flesh out some character for the warband, and maybe having like some kind of warband competitions or inter warband competitions will help people like care about the warband more, and maybe get other people will contribute to like building up more of character for it. I guess we'll see, but yeah, it's definitely sort of a little bit weird at the moment.
Well, one thing Pat said that's super fucking true is it's so hard to plan an event for a game you don't really care about yourself. I'm feeling that way with League, literally every time I think about it. Like, I really do not want to put any more time on League than I really have to, but my whole warband plays it, and that's the most common game. So it's like,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I'm like fucking banging my head up against the wall, being forced to do something I don't really want to, which is why I haven't done it yet.
So, I don't know how many of you guys actually participated in the last botchals that we did, but the idea of the botchal was that you can issue challenges for and the person challenged can like tailor the challenge so that it's in StarCraft it ended up being playing different maps, but we were also on more games than just StarCraft at the time, and it ended up like a couple people would challenge to different games entirely. And it kind of created a lot of cohesion between games. And I know we'd kind of floated that idea of coming up soon.
Mm.
just getting people outside their comfort zone more than they would. And it's not just you, it's like the members of your warband. Maybe they just play League. They could step out and play what Rand was mentioning, Battle Right, or whatever we just played for game night. Maybe you thought that was a lot of fun, like Deceit.
Yeah,
A
that
lot of
was
people like Deceit.
Boys always up for Deceit.
Apparently, it's the now new official game for WA.
I still haven't actually played it.
Oh man, you got to get in here.
Yeah, I will.
I
You
guess
can
it
be
is
massively
pretty alright.
confused why everything kills you in one shot for the first couple rounds.
I can guarantee you, Ulf is organizing TF2 for this week. It's going to end with Deceit.
Maybe.
When's Cards Against Humanity?
I think we started with that.
Did we last time?
No, the very
Played
first.
cards twice.
Yeah, I know. I just enjoy it.
Oh, so what Solet was saying was he said, we don't want insular groups because they inevitably lead to fractures in the clan. We need to unite over our shared culture.
Sure, I don't know. Yeah, that's correct.
But yeah, I think yeah, we're planning on doing that kind of botch-all thing for the anniversary. So that should be, I think, some way of kind of giving warbands a role, a thing to do. Which might be kind of fun. Hopefully, I don't know. It's definitely sort of tough because I mean, it's, in the rulebook, it's kind of like the Huskarls are like supposed to help develop an identity for the warband, but it's like it's very, very kind of ambiguous. I mean, I don't even really know exactly how you guys might go about doing that.
I mean, it's just been a day I've been a Huskarl, but trying to get just responses in chat from anybody has been pretty uneventful, to say the least.
I understand what you mean, Peta. Because like the warband you're in didn't have a Huskarl before, there's going to be like a number of people who don't really interact, but like post in roll calls. So it's definitely hard to like start something. With
I don't want to be that guy that pings like 7 times just to get everyone's attention. I don't want to do that.
Just
but
like go down the list.
It feels like
yeah.
I need to.
Hey, Rand.
I interjected in that actually. So I've heard a little bit about that actually. Patoma, whatever. I can't say your name. I'm sorry.
Pat. Just Pat.
Just Pat. I've just heard from a couple of people that they don't know you, and then you're just reaching out to them, and it's like they're kind of uncomfortable, like they don't know how to react to interacting with you, which is not anything to do with your fault or anything. It's just it'll take some time to get used to, and I'm sure once you like just sit in like the meat hall or anything like that, and people will just get to know you, you'll just notice it more over time rather than happening all of a sudden.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll work on that then. Thank you.
No, it's not even something that you need to work on. It's just generally being in WA, just hanging
just
out.
take time.
Even if you're not playing the games with people, just jumping in the chat and like having a good time is something that I like to do.
Cool. Sounds good.
Did you guys want to talk to Rand about the names thing now that he's here?
Oh, hey, yeah. Yeah, so we were talking a little bit, Rand, about, like, I think kind of our consensus was that we were thinking that if there's a House Dane member who's on a quest to get their name and they're, like, actively working on it, then they are allowed to reach the rank of Berserker, even if they haven't yet earned their name, with the assumption that they will earn it at some point.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
This is all going under the assumption that having a Norse name does not affect your efficiency at all. And at the end of the day, it's a cultural thing that's specific to each member.
Yeah, that's the point that we brought up was their participation in the quest that you've assigned still shows the same level of cultural activity as choosing a Norse name would, and so the one shouldn't discount the other.
Right, and to even go along with that, taking upon your Norse naming quest even helps reinforce the idea that our high-ranking officers do need a Norse name, or any officers.
Hella.
Yeah.
So Soullight, I mean, it seems like we're all kind of in agreement on the naming thing, so I'll probably just add that to the rules when I get a chance. But Soullight brought up a thing in the all thing that we could go over, which was like, what kind of identity we want warbands to take on. I know me personally, I was kind of thinking like, yeah, kind of like houses, but sort of with like a focus on like the people. So like, maybe if there's like a past, like they keep track of all the Huskarls the warband has ever had, or even like just heroes or famous people of the warband, people who did anything notable for the warband, and like sort of like keep like a history of the warband in that way. I thought would be cool, and then like with that, maybe building some types of traditions or something out of that. What that would be specifically, I'm not totally sure. Yeah, so like calls them warband codexes here. I think that would be really cool, but I mean, I guess I'm totally open to like whatever kind of identity any of the Huskarls kind of want to develop, but I think that was kind of one of the things I thought would be cool to do. But it certainly can be a decent amount of work to like maintain a history of a thing like that, but yeah. That was kind of what I had in mind when I was thinking of identities for warbands. Something like that, but yeah.
Well, I'm all for handing out more responsibilities. So this could be like a task assigned to each Huskarl still. Keep the track of the timeline of each warband, or not each warband, but of their own warband.
Or for the Huskarls to hand off to their budding new leaders. Yeah.
Ah.
That's what
There
I
you
was
go.
thinking. I got 2 berserkers. I need them to do something.
Right.
I don't think any non-officer members should be given responsibility and duties that they should be held accountable for.
It's
Just for
already
the fact
listed
that-
in the rulebook.
Berserkers need to.
Hey, give me some.
No, in the rulebook we've got duties listed for berserkers to assist with running the warband.
Yeah, the idea with Berserker is that that's sort of like the
They're the up and coming leaders of the warband. It's not like
Yeah,
Huskarl's first step where you're also taking charge of everything. It's the Huskarls managing the warband, and hopefully they've got a couple, like I said, budding young like almost officers,
No.
non-commissioned officers, if you will.
This just sounds like a whole lot of delegating from up top.
Look, man, I've been here for a while.
That's what managing is.
That's what
It's
leaders
literally
are.
the best managers don't ever have to do anything.
No. See, you just have to. You always need to do things because you need to be confirming with your people that they know you're not doing nothing. So you gotta like,
But you're
be like,
delegating,
I
that's
see
like
you.
half the
I
work.
see you doing good, and it's now your job to delegate, and it's great.
Also, Eld, I heard you talking. You need to talk to me, boy. I don't
What do
know.
you mean
half
need to
this
talk
stuff.
to you?
I don't know half the stuff you're doing. I learned about what you were doing in Mountain Blade just from the sit rep.
Maybe you should look at the announcements that I've had Soullight post numerous times.
Yes, I've seen those.
Who can you delegate to have Eldvetter tell you that info?
That's what I'm
Berserker.
saying.
That one of your
Berserker
berserkers is
Quality
dedicated
right
to tracking
there.
better.
Man, I've got a whole crew of people doing events and stuff.
the boys in the blade.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a native because I feel like more people have that than
Yes.
Napoleonic.
Actual Old Norse duels.
Yeah, it would be.
That'll actually be pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
I will host that. I can get some servers up and running. I can talk to some high-end members of the gaming community. See what you need. People show interest. I can get it running. But besides Soullight and Numenor, me and Hellstorm, there's been no interest from WA.
Wait, how much is Mountain Blade?
It's $20 for native, 10 for Napoleonic.
It's gone on sale pretty big.
It's been on sale so many times, yeah.
Like I've seen it for like $5.
Honestly, make an announcement when it's on sale, because I've been looking to get into it since for a while.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on it.
Alright.
That does not prioritize you keeping an eye on Warhammer 2, though.
Okay.
Also does not prioritize you keeping an eye on Divinity Original Sin 2. Thank you very much.
But I already own that.
But other people don't.
I mean, if you want people to come play your game, you gotta let them know when the sales are up. I mean, I get unlucky because like I want people to come play CS, but I can't do that because whenever the sales are up, matchmaking's pure hackers.
Oh, I thought CS was free.
No.
Oof.
I feel like Numenor is like the sale master. He's constantly posting these sales for like games that nobody plays.
Just make him a berserker and assign that as his duty.
There you go.
Wait, wasn't he promoted to Berserker? Or is he promoted to Ranger?
Numenor
There
is
we
my
go.
berserker
There
now.
we go. He's got
Yeah.
duties.
The sales rep.
I need you to pause for a second. Need you to pause for
All right, I think I'm officially in love with this game.
Is he from Tarkov? It looks cool. I've seen
I'm
gameplay
gonna be
before.
streaming it.
I would really love to get the squad going. It's like a
It's
100
on
v
sale
100
for
game.
$25
I was gonna pick
or
up Battle
25% off. Sorry.
or BattleTech. Sorry, not Battle Right.
Why is this
Oh,
so
the-
huge? Holy shit.
This is the Fireside.
Your Fireside.
I love how we keep having firesides right before the meeting. I'm tired. Ugh, sorry.
Fireside's always been at this time since quite a while. So
I don't know. I recall it being missed a number of times.
I mean, way back, but we've
Never happened. Fake news.
We've
Yeah, I'll
had,
do that in the
What
archives.
did I miss? What's fake news?
Not my WA history.
You see the archives post for that? I don't.
They're going with they weren't there. It didn't happen.
It certainly has been at this time and never missed consecutively every week preceding the existence of the Crown's Watchers meeting. I can assure you.
Now, if only it didn't line up with the BBC.
If only.
If only.
We can dream, can't we?
No.
That's
Dreams-
stifling the people who are lower than you in
Dreams not
ranks. I don't
permitted.
appreciate it.
Well,
Oh, is that another thing we wanted to talk about? Like, finding out how to post in the archives better?
because we've only had the lore questions. Yeah, it's like
It hasn't been posted in since last. When was the last real post? Last Saturday. Oof. Not that Fold's posts aren't real posts, but you know what I mean.
yeah, and Kusi has been
Oh wait.
little
No, there
other
was a
way.
real post on last Tuesday. Never mind.
I wonder if there should be a channel dedicated to lore questions, trivia, or something.
Isn't that Uko?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Suko.
that's trying to Vuka.
Mm,
Well, that's the trivia, but you're talking about Fold's lore question.
yeah, I'm wondering if that should be its own thing.
Well, I think he's following up on the suggestion of just posting weekly instead of every day.
Well, either way, he's not going to be here for a little while. He has limited computer access.
I believe he
Well,
said Discord will be
Yeah,
fine.
he's still taking care of the questions.
Oh, okay.
It's just that he probably won't be, being on stable internet to, hang about.
He could also, delegate.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
Delegating? That sounds so lame. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Rand is going to be kind of handling a lot of the stuff for Guardians of Rand as a newly appointed Thane.
Isn't it
So-
named after him? He should do most of the work.
Not named.
Hey, there
Rand,
you
not
go.
Guardians of Rand. That's just what it should be.
Yeah.
Fold's going to come back and just change the name. Just added a D.
Guardians of Fool.
Got him.
Got him.
Got me.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, I don't think I have any other stuff to talk about. Any of you guys have anything? Might call it. If not,
Yep, I'm pushing the Mountain Blade. If you guys show up Friday or Saturday, I'll get a native group together. We can have some melee tournaments, cavalry, archers. I can put a whole thing together if people want to push the word.
Let's do it.
Word's the word,
Cool.
man.
Also, the House Dane in-house tournament on Battlerite will be this Saturday. I will be casting and streaming it for anyone who'd like to watch.
What if I want to play?
Sorry,
That's racist.
it is.
You'll have
Right.
to quit and then sneak back into the clan as a Dane.
Damn.
But this,
All right.
Calm down, Varenberg.
Oh shit.
Baron's among us as we speak. I just don't know
You know,
where.
Savage.
We are all Varenberg.
Hmm.
There's
Yeah,
a Baron
Robert
among
Paulson.
us.
And I'm doing my best in this game. It's not looking so good.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Varen had like some sneaked in like recruit on every house.
All of us.
We
He
are
used
all
me.
actually Varenberg.
Yeah, that's the secret.
yeah, he's got a huge number of voice modulation softwares all set up.
He's just a good
Definitely
voice.
not Varenberg.
Maybe sometimes he even plays with himself just to like keep up appearances.
I play with myself regularly.
Ha! Got him.
Got you. I'm tired.
Well, anybody have any final thoughts for end the stream?
Final thoughts. I
Negative,
like
Bob.
potatoes.
What do you guys have?
Potatoes are pretty fucking alright.
Only French fried potatoes, man.
Twitch.tv/Ulfald.
The
What a
fuck?
sellout.
My
Hello.
The newest Twitch partner for
Quick,
the
cut off the
WA.
stream.
Okay,
We can
well,
edit out of that, right?
I'm gonna
All your
assume
escape from Tarkov needs.
we are basically done. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you
Wait,
guys.
wait, wait, wait. One last thing to say.
Oh boy. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Don't forget about our Lord and Savior. Air horns.
Airhorn.
Chronicles of Illyria.
Ugh.
Ooh boy.
My
Okay,
air
that's
horns
all.
are always
God.
reserved for the Clegane Bowl.
Okay, well, with that in mind,
Forever may it hype.
thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for showing up. We got a good like 40 minutes of actual discussion after we finished going through my list of
This
random
seems to
stuff.
happen.
So
This seems to just happen every time there's a Ron's Watchers meeting or something. I love it. I'm tired.
well, the last
Wait,
couple
yeah,
of
this
five-star
is-
chats have been like 15 minutes, so this was a welcome break or
Oh, man.
switch with a lot more actual discussion. I mean, it's not like a bad thing necessarily. It's like easy to watch, but yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, I don't want to drag it out too much, so yeah, I'll call the stream there. See you guys next week.